The God of the Bible is inherently relational. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit in perfect communion. But because the distance between us and God is so great, our sin so pervasive, God connects himself to us by forging covenants, a promise of what he will do. And the promise at the heart of all his covenants is that I will be your God and you will be my people. Take Abraham, for example. In Genesis chapter 12, verses 1 to 3, God made a covenant with him, promising him a great big family, a land to call their own, and blessings beyond measure. Understandably, Abraham was a little confused, as he didn't have any children and his wife wasn't exactly a spring chicken. But Abraham believed God, and it was counted to him as righteousness. Now, when we examine God's covenants, we quickly see recurring themes. Firstly, all of God's covenants include our descendants. I will establish my covenant between me and you and your offspring after you and throughout their generations. Secondly, all God's covenants have signs. The Abrahamic covenant was given the sign of circumcision, a symbol reflecting the circumcising of unbelief from one's heart, a mark that you are a part of God's people and promises. Thirdly, all God's promises are fulfilled. Years later, well after they thought possible, Abraham and his wife bore a son whose descendants went on to become the great family of Israel, as many as the sand by the sea, and they were led to their promised land. And with Yahweh as their God, they were a blessing to all nations. But despite God's faithfulness, Israel, through her kings, was not. They didn't believe in God or his promises. But God's faithfulness cannot be defeated, and ultimately the Abrahamic covenant was fulfilled in the coming of Jesus. He is the true seed of Abraham, come to establish a kingdom that cannot be shaken, a blessing offered to all. In this, we can know that God is faithful.